Well, shit, folks. Traffic. Good morning, folks, and happy Monday. We are so dragging ass this morning. I so want to crawl my butt back in bed, but we gotta go get better today than we were yesterday, and we got our eye exam tomorrow, so we get the morning off tomorrow. But goodness gracious, let me tell you, folks, I am freaking tired. I could literally go back to sleep while standing. But like I've said time and time again, these are the days that grow you the most. They build the most character. So we're going to shut that little voice up in our head, and we're going to go and head across the state of Georgia to go get better today than we were yesterday. Go knock out a little run before. Maybe that'll get our juices a-flowing. So I guess let's stop trying to convince ourselves to start the car up and go. And let's just go, folks. Well, folks, maybe we didn't get enough sleep and recovery last night, because I drank 2 16-ounce cups of coffee, and we are still feeling brain dead, still feeling groggy, still feeling sleepy. But we did make it in enough time to knock out like an hour run, so hopefully the run will wake us up, get our brain juices flowing, get our muscles nice and warm, get our dopamine and endorphins flowing, and maybe that'll be exactly what we need. We can only hope. So let's go knock out this run in hopes that we get nice and warm, ready to go get better today than we were yesterday, folks. Well, luckily our run did its job. It got our brain juices flowing. It got our bodies nice and warm. It got us ready to get better today than we were yesterday. And you know, while I was running, I was listening to some, I don't remember what the video was called, but did you know in America, 75% of people are overweight or obese? That is an absurd number. Like, that means if we have 100 people in a room, 75 of them are going to be overweight. You know how easy it is to fix that? I mean, yes, of course, there's some mental blocks that may be there for some people. But the premise of weight loss is very, very, very simple. It's moving your feet more and eating less. Look for low-calorie dense foods that make you feel full, that you enjoy. Fruits, veggies, proteins. I mean, there's a lot of things that are low-cal and dense that you can eat a large portion of for very little calories. And then just get out and move your feet. If you get out and walk for 30 minutes to an hour daily, when you do absolutely zero exercise, I'm telling you, I promise you, you're going to see some tremendous results. You ain't got to get out and run. Yeah, I'm not telling you to go move like me, go and run 5 miles to start your day. But if you get out and walk 2 miles, what roughly takes the average person 15 minutes to do a mile if you're walking, maybe 20 minutes. Yeah, I mean, how much better you're gonna feel, the quality of life's gonna go up, how much weight you would lose. I mean, it's really not a complex idea. It's not a complex thing. Weight loss is very, very, very simple. Eat less, move more. Yeah, you don't have to do some crazy diet. You don't have to do this, do that. Literally just get out and walk with a purpose. Get out and say, hey, I'm gonna walk with a purpose today. And guess what? You'll lose weight. It's that simple, folks. But before we lose our pep and our step, let's get in here and get better today than we were yesterday. Well, folks, to be as freaking tired as we were today and so not wanting to get in here, we are getting out of here a whole lot later than we expected. But, oh my God almighty, I left that hat in my car and it just burnt my head. Sheesh, it's toasty in here. But, like I was saying, to be as dead as we were, we are getting out of here a hell of a lot later than we have in a long time. And we got some good freaking hard, tough, long rounds in. So, I'm freaking proud of myself, folks. We surprised ourselves today. Now let's just hope that this Atlanta traffic can surprise us so that we can get home at a decent hour and maybe get a little nap in. Maybe not. I don't know. Now that I've gotten gotten the work in, I don't really need a nap, I don't feel like. But a nap sounds pretty nice. So let's get home. Let's see how bad this Atlanta traffic is. See if we can get home in under an hour. That would be a freaking miracle. But I don't think it's going to happen. Let's at least try, folks. Let's get on the road. Well, shit, folks. Traffic is not surprising us today. Not one little bit. We are doing 5 miles an hour. Oh, now we're doing no miles an hour. Let's hope we make it home at some point, folks. We have finally made it home, folks, and like I said, traffic did not surprise me. Not one little bit. You have to expect the unexpected in Georgia, and that is terrible, terrible traffic. The traffic that we had ran into was over a jackknifed 18-wheeler. A jackknifed semi. Goodness gracious. It was taking up like 3 lanes of traffic. I mean, no wonder there was so much freaking congestion right there. There was nowhere we could go. But we did make it home, and we made it home in enough time to at least run inside for like 10, 20, 30 minutes to kind of reset before having to go get these kids better today than they were yesterday. So I guess let's go do just that. Let's go freaking reset for a little bit, folks. And we are back up out of the door to go get these kids better today than they were yesterday. And recently we have had an issue with kids getting takedowns and then letting their opponent up, getting takedowns, and as soon as they roll to their side from side control, getting up. So what we're gonna do today is, one, we're gonna start off as a warm-up. I'm just gonna call out a position. I want them to get into that position with their partner and make sure that they know the basic positions of jiu-jitsu. And then from there, we're just gonna work on a movement, I guess you could say, where you should go next if they roll to their side and start escaping from side control, because it does not let them up, folks. It's not let them up, because that's what they think it is. It's like, oh, we got to take down, let's let them up. We got to take down, let's let them up. No, freaking finish them, kids. Finish them. So let's go teach these kids how to finish them. Well, we have made it to the park to get our kids better today than they were yesterday. So let's boogie on in here and do just that. Get them better today than they were yesterday. Kids class went phenomenal. The kids finally stopped dismounting once they got to an advantageous position. And that was honestly all we were trying to get out of today. While, yes, we want them to be a little bit more dynamic, I really just wanted them to stop dismounting when they would get to a good position. Like, you're good, you're in mount. Why are you standing back up? You're in side control. Why are you standing back up? Circle around to the back. Those kinds of things. So, it was a success. They stopped doing that. They started like trying to hold their opponent down. I think on Wednesday we may play like a little game where you get a takedown and you can't use any jiu-jitsu. I mean, any submissions. You can use jiu-jitsu, but you can't use any submission. All I want you to do is try to hold your partner down. I think that's going to be our move on, it's going to be the move on Wednesday. But the little sister is staying with us tonight. We're going to have to do a little bit of parenting. We're going to have to put on our parenting pants. So instead of going to go get better tonight than we were last night, we're gonna stay around town so that we can spend a little time with her and get her in bed at a reasonable hour so that she can wake up in the morning and get her butt in school. So I guess let's get our butts home, get a little bit of dinner in us, play a little bit of games, and then call it a night. Get in bed at a reasonable hour so that we can wake up bright and early in the morning and go and take her to school, knock out a lift, go get stronger tomorrow than we were today, go get our eye exam so that we can fight next week, and then later tomorrow afternoon go get better tomorrow than we were today. So I guess let's get home or go find something to eat. I don't know what we're going to be doing. I don't know if we're going to go get food or if we're going to eat at home. I don't know what JB has planned. So I guess we will find out here shortly. Well, folks, we have decided on just grabbing some sushi. My little sister is a really picky eater, so we don't have anything at the house that she would eat. So since sushi's like the only thing I can eat now, we're going to go with sushi. It's low calorie. It fills me up pretty quick. So sushi is the move. We can get my little sister some rice, since that's like the only thing that this little girl eats is rice and chicken. She's going to be like the best freaking athlete in the world. Rice, chicken, and green beans. That's her meal. That is her favorite meal. She can have rice, chicken, and green beans every day. She would. Actually, that's what she eats every freaking day. But I guess I can't really complain. That's not a terrible diet, except for like, she eats Chick-fil-A too. She eats French fries, but rice, chicken, and green beans, that's her favorite. So we can at least get her some rice, maybe some chicken if we can convince her to try the non-fried chicken. She's going to be a good athlete one day. But, folks, we had a kid today. JB was telling me about it. When he walked in, the parent was like, yeah, he has dreams, and I'm just here to support him. So we brought him here. I don't know how much that makes my heart melt. And then he was like, can I try going live? Well, of course you can try going live. I traditionally don't let the first dayers go live because it's like throwing them to the wolves. You don't want to throw someone to the wolves and then they don't enjoy it. So I let him go live with me today. And before we touched hands and went, he goes, I've never been in front of a real fighter. I was like, nice. And he goes, I've watched you fight before. I was like, really now? He's like, yeah. I was like, well, that makes my heart freaking melt, dude. Like, goodness gracious, y'all. I literally almost broke out in tears in front of this kid. I'm a little bit of a softie sometimes. And that's where I was about to become a softie. Like, yeah, I've had a lot of people watch me fight. All over the county, all over the state, all over the country. And when people see me, they recognize me. I've been at jiu-jitsu tournaments and people are talking over in the corner, hey, he fights at such and such. He's fought here and here. I've heard it a lot of times, but never in my own program have I had a kid come in and be like, yeah, I came here to work with you because I've seen you fight. That's a great feeling. There's not a better feeling in the world at all. Literally. So I'm going to do everything I can to hopefully get that kid to his dreams. I'm humble enough to, when he gets to that point where, well, I can't really be a help for you anymore. The kids here just don't give you the competition you need. To tell them, hey, you need to move to such and such and get them with another program. But with the way that our kids are progressing, I'm going to do everything I can to get him to his dreams. Just like my coaches do for me. This is why we started this, is to inspire someone else and to know that we're inspiring people who we have never even met. It's the best feeling in the world. Like, I'm about to cry just thinking about it right now. Not tears of sadness, but tears of joy. I remember being that little boy who, I just had a dream. I just wanted to get in the cage. I just wanted to prove myself. So, I guess let's get in here and grub down on some sushi, folks. Oh, and then another thing that just warms my heart. We have some of these kids, they go and do like gymnastics, they play baseball, they play soccer, and all the time the parents are coming in telling us that, I tell everyone about y'all, y'all are awesome. I just want to see this program grow. Like, I don't even have to do the marketing. I do none of it. I just come in, I teach the kids, I do it to the best of my ability. I'm a good person. I try to make interactions with the parents as much as I can, and everything works out just fine, perfectly. They do all the marketing for me, so it's a pretty good feeling to know that you're not having to do all the work, going out and spreading the word, that if you just do a good job at your job, you're a good person, you give it your all, people will do the marketing for you. But we're walking in, so let's grub down on some sushi, folks. Well, dinner was great, but we freaking stuffed our bellies. I could, like, never eat again after that one. But that's kind of the point of it. We were supposed to get freaking stuffed so that we don't want to feel this feeling again. We may be a little bit heavier than what we need to be, but the amount of wasabi and spicy crab rolls that we ate, it should be just fine. Let's just put it that way. It'll be just fine. But let's get our butts home. Oh, let's go to the store to get my favorite fix. Some chocolate milk, and then get our butts home and hop on some games. Catch a few dubs before Elle's got to go to bed. Because she's got to go get smarter tomorrow than she was today. Alrighty, let's get this chocolate milk, get in and get out and get home so we can catch some dubs tonight on Fort. Well, like I was saying before I dropped my phone, we made it in and out, and I did my best to be the best big brother I could and annoy my sister all the way through the store, embarrass her as many times as we could. And the only person we really embarrassed was JV. She's like, come on, guys. We're in freaking public. Act like freaking adults. I'm like, but she's not an adult. She's freaking 9, bro. What you want me to do? Tell her to act like an adult? She's like, you're the problem. You're the problem. You're the one picking on her. But that's your job as a big brother, to make the little sister's lives as difficult as you possibly can. But let's get our butts home, clean up, and hop on support and catch some freaking dubs, folks. Well, folks, we have made it home. Let's get our butts inside, clean up, and hop on some games. Catch some dubs with the little sis, the homies, and JB. And then get into bed at a decent hour, because, you know, we got to get up and the butt-ass crack of dawn to get a little sister to school, to get a lift in, and then to go get our eye exam so that we can fight next week. But before I head inside and call it a night and do the rest of our parenting that we have to do for the night, I just want to leave y'all with a little something. Folks, you got a dream. Everyone has a dream. It could be as simple as owning a coffee shop one day. That's one of my dreams. I want to own a coffee shop or an ice cream shop or a sweet shop or something like that. But you have got to dream. If you can't dream, there's no point of living anymore. What's the point of living when you don't have a dream that you're chasing and pursuing and running after? And then once you find that dream, folks, chase it. Chase it with everything you got in you. Because honestly, if you're not chasing a dream, the world will find something for you to chase. Whether it's money, substances, food, the world will find something for you to chase. If you're not chasing that dream, I have a firm belief that shoot your goals so flippin' high, shoot for the stars, because at least if you miss the stars, you may come down with the moon. If you miss the moon, you may come down with some clouds. And that's a whole lot better than what it could be. Something that the world has given you. The world's gonna find something for you. So find it for yourself. Find out what you want to be, what you want to be labeled as, because the world will find a label for you. I promise you, folks. So chase that freaking dream. Chase it wholeheartedly. Chase it like a little kid. Remember yourself as that little kid who had a dream. Because once you forget that little kid who has a dream, you've forgotten what this whole meaning of life is about. You forgot what you set your whole entire life aside for. When you forget that little kid, in my case, who said, I want to be UFC champion. When you forget about him, Oh, life flips you upside down, slams you on your head, and then you wake up and you're nowhere close to that dream. We chose to change that route. You can still change that route. It's your story. Write it however the heck you want to write it, folks. It's yours. Your dream, your life, your story. Write it how you want it to be written. Write it how you want to be written. Be the superhero for your own story. Be the hero to your own story. You don't want someone else being your hero. You definitely don't want the world being your hero, because then you're just living to please. And you shouldn't want to live to please anyone but the good Lord upstairs, you know what I mean, folks? So, just remember, we all had a dream at one time. Chase that dream, and chase it. Don't let that dream die. Maybe that dream transitions into something else, but I have a firm belief that if you chase your dream, don't worry about money, don't worry about recognition, all those things that everyone else looks for in life, that you'll be okay. You'll find a way. You will. Because if it's really a dream, you're going to make it happen. You're going to. So, I guess let's get inside, clean up, and hop on some games. Catch some dubs, folks. Hope to see y'all there. Don't forget to dream. Good night, and BillyGoat loves you.